Hi everybody, hope all of you are doing good. I've been getting few questions on YouTube. People are contacting me through Instagram as well, and they're asking me a few questions about the pairing. Uh, I can just give you my opinion, then it's up to you how you guys want to take it. Basically, what people are asking, the fanciers and the breeders, they're asking me is about pairing rare mutations together. Now, what I want you to understand, regardless of the visual appearance of the birds, let me just zoom out. So, okay, leave it like that. So, regardless of the visual appearance of the birds, the main thing is what would you like to see, like the color wise, in the babies, and how you will control the certain mutations further down the line, like in your further breeding program. For example, you can see this normal green hen. It's a baby hen. It's not a problem. You can pair her up like when she's old enough. She's baby at the moment, with this cobalt yellow face male or anything. But when it comes to pairing up recessive pieds, as you can see here, or this lacewing hen, it's she really wants to taste my fingers. Anyway, so when it comes to pairing up these birds or these mutations, you need to be very kind of clear what you're trying to breed. Like, for example, I'm just going to talk about lacing, but you can apply this rule or this methodology to any other mutation. Lacewing, what the lacewing is. Now, lacewing, it's a red-eye bird, but the show standard wants to see the marking, as you can see on her, these spots. Yeah, they want to see the marking, and also they want to see the marking at the back. You see at the back of the bird. So she here. So she is a opaline lacewing, and like whatever they want to see in a good quality opaline, like a clean head, good marking, they want to see in the lacewing as well. It's a red-eye bird, but with the brownish color or cinnamon type of marking. When you mix this mutation, suppose with the recessive pied here, this is a recessive pied male. So when you pair this hen with this recessive pied, what you will get? You will get the birds, especially the males, which will be, just considering that the male is not split lacing, you will get the males which will be normals, and they will be split lacing and they will be split recessive pied. In future, if you pair up the babies from this pair, the males coming, which will come out from this pair, with a visual recessive hen or the split recessive hen, they will produce recessive babies. And because will be the babies from this pair, will be the males, will be lacewing splits as well, you will get 25% there are chances you will get lacewing hens as well. And if some of those hens, there's a big chance that they will be recessive lacewing. So I just want you to imagine the lacewing bird with the recessive marking. What will be the bird like? What the bird will look like? Now, I don't have, personally, I try to avoid these kind of combinations, putting these type of mutations together. But I've got one bird, which I think is not my own bred bird, which I think is a TCB lacewing, because normally most of the people, they breed red eyes with the TCBs. So this bird, in my opinion, he is a clear body lacewing. If you see the marking, you see the whole, he got a good mask. You can see all the markings are there. But if you see his back, if you let me move the camera around, you see the back is all clear. There's a little bit of marking on his shoulder, but other than that, he doesn't have any marking. Now, I'm not a judge, but my understanding is birds like this, when it comes to the shows, they will be penalized when it will come to marking their variety. Because as a lacewing bird, he should have a good kind of a marking on his flights, but he doesn't have it, because in my opinion, he is a clear body, Texas clear body lacewing. So one bird carrying a Texas clear body and the lacewing at the same time. This is my understanding, even though they say that red eyes is basically clear body is dominant to red eyes, or if the bird is red eyes, it cannot be clearbody at the same time, but we're talking about the lacewing. So I'm just trying to explain you what my understanding is. At the same time, if I've got this lacewing hen, and suppose it's a male, and I started mixing this bird with dilutes, this is a dilute hen. The difference between dilute and lacewing, as all of you know that who know the mutation, that dilutes have black eyes and lacewing they have red eyes. So if you start breeding these dilutes with the lacewing, what you'll end up with, you'll end up with the birds with very light marking. And you also need to consider these couple of things, like lacewing is a sex-linked variety, and regardless if you're breeding with any other variety as well, and if you're mixing sex-linked with the recessive varieties, and how can you should have a good enough knowledge to control the mutations further down the line. It's very easy to control recessive varieties compared to controlling sex-linked varieties, because in sex-linked varieties, even though both the birds, they're not visual, they can pass on the genes. Males can be split all the time. Most of the males, they are always split of less sex-linked varieties like cinnamons, opalines and stuff like that. But in the recessive, it's like you can control it to some extent, like unless you pair up both the splits together, one split will not produce that variety further down the line. But in case of sex-linked varieties, the male, they can produce the visual hens. In recessive varieties, any kind of recessive variety, it doesn't happen. So these are things like, it gets too like a bit complicated when it comes to mutations and stuff like that. But my kind of opinion to you is, when you know the variety will be judged on the marking, do not mix both those kind of varieties together. In a simple sense, use opaline with any mutation you want to. Use cinnamon most of the time, unless you're trying to breed like kind of a rainbows and stuff like that. You can pretty much breed them with any variety. Cinnamon opalines, cinnamon, normals, you can mix with any variety. Normal is a variety you can mix with any other mutation. But when it comes to like lacewings, dominant pied, spangles, you need to be very careful. It will be a disaster putting lacewings and spangles together. You're going to start breeding spangle lacewings, or if your lacewing, they will start carrying on double factor spangle, the whole marking it will disappear, and they will look like normal albino or Lutinos, even though they will be lacewing. But because of the double factor spangle gene, the marking will completely disappear. It's the same with recessive pied. Breeding recessive pied with dominant pied, you're going to end up producing black eye clear. So these are the kind of varieties that you need to be a bit careful. And yeah, as I said, normal is a safe play. Normal opalines is a safe play as well. You can breed them with any variety. Normals are a safe play. Cinnamons, to some extent, you can use them with anything. But unless you want to breed like very bright colors, then obviously cinnamon, you know that it dulls the color, like it faints the color. So yeah, so this is the thing. So when you're asking about the pairing advice, this and that, if you are trying to breed for a show, then you need to be careful of these things. If you're just trying to improve the visual appearance of the bird, and it doesn't matter to you if the bird end up, the babies end up becoming like, or you end up breeding, just say spangle lacewings or dilute spangles, or you dominant pied lacewings, dominant pied dilutes, you don't care about these things, then it's fine. You can pair anything with any bird with any other bird, regardless of their mutation, if you're just trying to improve their visual appearance. But when you are trying to improve the visual appearance and also the variety, you want to preserve the variety marking on the show, then you need to be careful mixing up these mutations. And don't do that. Certain varieties don't do that at all, unless you have extensive knowledge of genetics and you know how you will be able to control the birds. So that's it for today. I hope I have, it's a bit complicated, but I hope I've tried to make you understand. As I said, the simple way is use normals. If you're confused, just use normals or normal opalines with anything you want to, and it's not going to affect the variety marking or the variety in future generations. But if you're confused, yeah, don't do that. Don't put two rare mutations together. That's it for today. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.